All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I have got a great video for you guys here. And if you could tell by my jib, you know it's going to be about my favorite troll in the UFC, Jon Jones. So Jon Jones is trolling people again, and specifically his favorite person to troll, Daniel Cormier. And this is hilarious. I'm telling you, man, Jon Jones is starting to become one of my favorite fighters. It was just crazy because he's been around for so long, but he is... he's funny, man, and he is one of the best trolls ever. Like where Conor is like real serious. Like I've never seen Jon Jones serious. You gotta actually like think about it. Have you ever seen Jon Jones serious? You know, like before a fight when Conor makes it so serious, or he used to make it so serious, where like the weight of the world was on the other guy. And Jon has always kept it just kind of like, you're a joke to me. Like whoever he's fighting, like the whole build-up, he's like, it would be nice if you were on my level, but you're not. It's almost boring for me. And then right before the fight, like right when you get to like weigh-ins, you see him turn like, oh, now this is what you're facing, guy. Just in case you thought the jokester you've been dealing with is what you're going to see in the octagon. Now you get to see the fucking lion. This is the lion that's coming at you tomorrow night. And he only shows it to him right there. And he goes in and he buries guys, right? But in every other moment aside from that, he's hilarious. You can't get under his skin, man. He just laughs at everything. And he trolls guys because he knows who he can aggravate. The guys that get aggravated are the easiest for him to fuck with, which is why Daniel Cormier is such a perfect rival for him. Because Daniel is an amazing guy. I love Daniel, but he's a serious guy. And serious guys are easy to fuck with if you're like Jon, you know? And so I'm going to read this, okay? Because they were talking about who's the GOAT again, like the GOAT conversation, the biggest, most subjective fucking conversation of all time. And DC said that Jon Jones can't be in the conversation because of too many juice pops. And for those of you who don't know my term juice pop, that's about getting popped for juice. Back into it. So here is what Jon Jones said on Twitter, okay? This is great. This is long. I'm going to give it to you though. So he goes... Hold on. Sorry. He goes, with USADA, you are guilty until proven innocent unless you're the GOAT. When you've been winning this damn long, you remain guilty. It helps people to sleep at night. People will remember I was accused of steroids. They will also remember that I was proven innocent and able to continue with my career. #facts. Then DC said something, and then this is where we go. All right. So Jon Jones goes, DC, you lost your last fight, then quit the sport. Then like with the laugh emoji. Talk about being eliminated from the conversation. And then someone says, do you feel the same about Anderson Silva? He goes, no, Anderson fought back from a gruesome injury. Success defeated DC. The man would rather have Popeye's chicken. Remaining at a high level is not for everyone. Getting back up after being knocked down is a very hard thing to do. It's easy to quit and just talk from the sidelines. DC has absolutely no leverage to talk about who is going to be a GOAT or not. I've lost many times throughout life, but the fierce competitor in me won't let me go without it. Won't let me go out with an L. Honestly, that's what I will remember most about DC. Quitting on his fans, the sport, his legacy with an L. Oh, because you know, dude. You know that Jon Jones is laughing while he types that. Like, he's typing that, and whoever he's got in the room, he's like, look at this, dude. He's like, hey, look at what I'm going to write to DC. Because he knows it's going to make DC so mad, dude. I'm sure part of him is trying to bait DC into one more fight because I think he knows or thinks that he can't lose against DC. He's got such a tremendous psychological edge over DC, which I do believe he does have. Just based on that. Just based on how dismissive he is of DC. Like, he's just like, hey, man. Like, that's not serious. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys understand the dynamic between people. Like, he's not actually mad. He's just fucking with DC because he knows he's got him, like, he has him so mind-fucked. He has him so twisted around. Like, there are a few people, a few rivalries where you could just tell that one guy very much had the other guy in a box mentally. Like, really, really, like, truly. Conor over Aldo, you could just see it, man. Like, there's this beautiful clip, like incredible clip that Mix Molly pointed out in one of his videos, where the part where Conor gets in his face and he goes, look into my eyes, little Brazilian. And he goes, vous m'avez hair, or whatever he says. And it means you're going to die in Portuguese. And he's like, look at my face, man to man. And he's right here. And then they show Aldo afterwards, and Aldo's backstage, and he's like, I'm really mad. And then they go to Conor, and he walks by the camera. He goes, ah! Like, it's like, if you're heavy and the other guy's light, You don't want to be the one that's taking it heavy, man. Like, you want to be the one that's light, and you know you're fucking with the other guy to make it heavy on them. And that's the edge that Conor had on Aldo. It's the edge that fucking John Jones has on DC. And I'll tell you another one, a major one, is Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock. If you guys were fans back then, there's one moment that is amazing, dude. Amazing. When in the build up to the first fight, is in a press conference, and Ken Shamrock gets on the mic, and he goes like, "And you're now on the verb. You're gonna find out." And Tito Ortiz sits there and just goes, "Ah!" He just bursts out laughing. And then Ken Shamrock snaps and kicks the chair at him. Like, he kicks the chair because he gets so mad that Tito laughed at him. And you're like, if you understand male psychology and like peacocking and all that shit, okay, the guy who makes fun of the other guy and the other guy snaps, the one who makes fun of the guy, if you're on equal ground athletically, like, if from a physical smash each other perspective, one of you guys are on equal ground, the one that's light and laughing and the other one who gets really mad, you want to be the one that's light and that's poking the other guy. That's a huge psychological edge. Anyway, and that is exactly what John Jones has on DC. And DC knows it. I don't know if DC knows it. But John definitely knows it. And man, I hope they fight again. I'll root for DC. Although it'll be hard now because I'm really starting to like John. He is hilarious, man. But anyway, that's what I've got. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, tell your friends.